This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cage Side Press. I am back with one of my friends, the BKFC
Oh,
breakout star, now crossing over to Power Slap and maybe something else later this year, Tai Emery. Tai, it is always good to see you. It is always good to speak with you. I know fans have been waiting to see you. Obviously, the announcement, very recent, Power Slap, Nicole Schaefer. Talk to me how this opportunity all came together.
this is a big one on Clocked and Loaded with my managers Andrew and Lionel. Um, they're in the mix, and Lionel's good friends with Dana White. So I think, as any managers would want with a multifaceted athlete, they're going to want to be putting them on the correct stages. So Lionel took me to Power Slap Abu Dhabi, where I got to meet Dana, and yeah, we got in talks about it all then. We didn't know when we would be kind of jumping on stage. We were thinking maybe the Vegas show that just went by, but it's looking like Saudi. So, yeah, that's pretty much how it came about. It's all clocked and loaded. These guys, I've just signed with them last year after my Japan nose break. The guys flew me out to Mexico, where we got to be around Floyd Mayweather's whole camp for the whole week out there, which was pretty. It was an exciting thing. I loved being able to see the process. I love that sort of stuff. But yeah, they flew me out there just to see my character. We all got along like a house on fire, and I've signed my life away to those guys. I'm really excited actually. I think they're new. We've got rebranding with OnlyFans that's coming up in the future. We're going to hint at luxury watches, guys. So I'm really excited about that. I love the mechanics of stuff. I definitely love luxury watches. Who doesn't? So I'm really excited to be with these guys, just to see what they can do with my sort of character. I think this can finally put me in a group of names. Let's say Mike Perry, Paige Van Zandt. We've got all these kind of other fighters that are able to jump across into influencer boxing, into power slap, anything that we can kind of think of. These guys can conjure up, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's a new level, and it's a new stage, and I wanted to make sure that I was with the right guys, and I think the fact that they came after me really makes the huge difference. That's not to say that the other two also didn't hunt me down. Um, but they also left me kind of sitting high and dry for a couple of years. So I think this 2025 is going to be really, really big. It's really looking really big for me. So I'm really, yeah, we've definitely done the hard yards. I think with what, 3 BKFC fights now. I feel like I've definitely shown what I can do. And I'm really excited. So cheers, clocked and loaded. I'm about to slap a bitch.
Let's go. A lot to unpack. So I think the first thing a lot of fans are going to want to know, obviously, and you touched upon it, still open to all of the other stuff. You are not done with BKFC by any means. You're still open to
Never, never.
boxing.
Literally, I am BKFC for life. David Feldman, unfortunately knows that I would jump in that thing for free. Not enough free no more, but I am so passionate about bare knuckle. And who knows how I'm going to feel about the other ventures as well. But I just know that bare knuckle has, brought me into this amazing stage, and I just feel alive in there. So David and Connor are never getting rid of me. I think they already know that. I think I'm way too crazy to give that one up. But yeah, like you said, we've got boxing. So I've been speaking with Mams Taylor as well. That's really exciting. I think that's Misfits is such a great stage. We've got all the boys with Prime. Plus, it's just such a huge platform, and it's able to get fighters' feet wet into the boxing sort of scenario. We've got so many more opportunities. We've even got Ryzen as well with boxing. I think we just saw what isn't Dana White also starting a boxing promotion. So who knows where anything can kind of go, in the putting on the gloves. That's a chess game though, so I think even that will be exciting for me. Going from bare knuckle, bare knuckle is its own sport. So being able to kind of see where your other skill sets can kind of play off, That'll be a really, really like exciting like test.
So obviously we're gonna have to wait on some dates on that. I would imagine the fact that you live in Dubai, that a lot of these, Middle Eastern events, Saudi, etc., are probably gonna be the front runners to feature you if and when they get scheduled.
I think so for sure. Being in Dubai and being at TK MMA has definitely, I feel like an entirely new person, considering how I was, like, I look at myself from when I'd left Thailand. I think it was just time to move on, time to be in a first world country for a little while, put some focus just on health, health is wealth. But definitely while I'm out here, I think that's like the forefront of like what opportunities are going to be out here. Saudi is really big right now for fighters. I think the platform is just expanding, and especially with the interest that's coming in, we've got all the royals even love going to the UFC, and I think when people have that love of UFC, it like kind of trickles down into other sports and where they want to, I guess, put their money and put their bums on seats.
Let's talk a little bit of Power Slap. Obviously, some people have some feelings about it. I think, look, I've said this from the beginning. People have done a lot crazier stuff for less money and not on television. So by all means, anyone get an opportunity to do Slap, by all means, go for it and get the bag and, just let the hand fly, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, what were your feelings about Power Slap, and maybe the competition before they reached out to you?
Before, I thought it was just crazy. I remember looking at it and going, I'm pretty sure I've done this for a schooner and beer at like a small pub in Australia, like when we'd go out pigging, you're going out like proper west, or you're going like uh, towards all the national forests and stuff. So you're kind of going like out bunda, out into the middle of nowhere, and there's these small pubs. So I've played games where we're slapping someone just for a schooner of beer. So I feel like just being Australian, we do some pretty crazy stuff just to keep ourselves entertained in the middle of nowhere. So I kind of to me, it resembled something that I've seen at a pub, which is, I feel like it kind of fits in that sport category. We've got darts, we've got pool. I feel like it kind of fits into this sort of genre where it's like a pub sport. And yeah, definitely as an Aussie, I've done much worse for free. So
There you go. I'm sure we could be here all day with a few stories of Ty slapping somebody back in Australia.
hey, I'm a good girl.
Yeah, for sure. Let me tell you, you're crazier than some guys I know. Like, I would pick you over several gentlemen in my life to roll with at a pub. I'll just tell you that right now. Knowing something was gonna go down, I would pick you. Let's just
Yeah,
say
because
that.
I got your back. You need someone who
Oh
has
my
your
gosh,
back.
we would rule the world. Let us not leave any question about it. Um, Ironically, or maybe, coincidentally, fighting another BKFC girl, Nicole Schaefer, quite the presence on social media. Obviously, she's trying to make the rounds and do some collaborating herself if you see her socials. One, just I know it's very odd, like how do you necessarily evaluate someone's, what they're gonna bring in a slap competition? But we have seen her in BKFC. I'm assuming you've seen her fight. What were your thoughts on her game just as a combatant?
I think she's got great boxing, and I think she has a boxing background, like gloved boxing background. And she's a go-getter. Like she won her fight. I'm pretty sure she won her fight. Um, and but it was body shots. So she's really good at the body shots, is what I noticed out of her game. Like you said, I don't think you can really figure out how someone's going to be able to take a slap. I think that really is going to come down to body mechanics and genetics, and if you're just structurally made for it. But definitely, if you can eat a punch, bare knuckle punch, it's that even that alone is something different compared to someone who pulls on gloves, as well as someone who's doing like MMA and eating a head kick. But yeah, take the gloves off, and it's something different. And I think that's going to just be what it figures out, like with the slapping as well.
Going back to some of the other stuff, obviously the event coming up on January 25th. Have they told you guys like what weight it's going to be at? Anything like that yet?
It's at 135. So
Gotcha.
right
Okay.
now,
I was gonna say
I
you're gonna have to put on a bit. You're normally around the American flyweight limit, or is
yeah, but
somewhere in between.
I like to be walking around at 140, 150.
Let's
I
go.
like to be eating and feeling good, and I love lifting weights and feeling strong. So I actually kind of jump around a lot within fighting. Even BKFC, I fought 125, then I fought 122 pounds, and then I fought in Japan, I fought at 120 pounds. So I'm definitely proving I can be professional and always weigh in correctly. I think for Power Slap being at 135 is also awesome because then when I'm out of sort of season of fighting, I'm not having to do such a drastic sort of weight cut. I don't think in Power Slap you're going to want to be coming in and doing any sort of dehydration or weight cut that's similar to like a fighting aspect. That's just my thoughts. Hopefully, my opponent's dehydrating. I don't know what she kind of sits at. But for me, that's kind of my thoughts in going in that is I've taken more of like an NFL sort of approach where that into that sort of off season and in season training, um, just to be strong. So I'm definitely not like cutting down too much, but I have added in like sprints to get the weight down, and I'm back to obviously eating with my nutritional plan. So it's just a different approach. I've also got, I think with MAMS, we're talking 145. So,
Ooh.
even then, I think that's kind of exciting because it can leave BKFC as my main super competitive sport where I'm, having to do the weight cut, being in my own weight class. Um, and I've definitely found that, having that extra bit of discipline and getting down to the smaller size, why we've got fighters like Alex Pereira doing like such a weight cut, and everyone's like, oh, it's such cheating. It's not cheating the game. That's a huge aspect of it. And if someone can be disciplined enough to do that nutrition and get their weight down to that, then I think that's the added bonuses and the percentages that can like take out a win. So um, yeah, being 135 is for me is awesome. Like I said, it just means I get to go in feeling healthy, and then preparing, and then straight after that, I guess I just have to figure out if we're going, which one's up next. We do have BKFC Dubai.
Oh.
That's in April 4th and 5th. We had Connor announce that. We had David announce that. I've definitely put my name down and been given the you're in from David. So
Mhm.
um, I think straight after this, it'll just be going back to, lifting weights, eating more lamb and potatoes, and just getting ready for that again.
And see whatever opportunity comes next. Maybe some boxing, maybe somebody in between, depending on how the
Maybe
calendar
even more
plays out.
slaps. Who knows? I
Let's
might get
go.
addicted. I'm pretty. I've talked to a couple of the lads, and they've said that it's Johnson's wife, Mrs. Johnson's wife from BKFC, the BKFC couple. So she's in Power Slap, and she said it is adrenaline like nothing you've ever had before. So as soon as she said that, I was like, "What did you say? You got more adrenaline over there? Like a little druggie, like you got that adrenaline? Give me
Let's
that
go.
shit." So I think for me, I'm definitely just going to be excited to have my moment in time where, in that I can be and act however I want. Obviously, there's going to be no titty flash, most definitely not.
I was gonna bring it up. You can't really do
One
that
in
in Saudi
Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia, guys. It's not happening. Don't even bring that up. Please don't get me cut from the card.
Okay, we're gonna say, hey, what I'm hearing is there needs to be more fights for Tai Emery. So if she wins, maybe something does happen. Is that fair to say?
I think that for the sheer fact that we still have people like yourself and other media avenues asking when I'm fighting, when you guys are at these fight weeks, I think even having my name in people's mouths and having my name on people's minds is such a good thing to have. I'm pretty lucky in that sense. But at the same time, when you're an entertaining fighter, that's people want to watch they want to watch the characters. So I think that's like the blessing.
Hey, look, you give the people what they want. I don't think anyone could ever, disagree with that. Final question, more of a side note. Teammate over there at TKMA, Shara Bullet, taking on former bare knuckle fighter Michael Venom Page, coming up in Saudi. What are your thoughts on that fight and how those two match up?
Well, of course, I'm going Team Shara. I'm going for the Pirate all day. Like I said, I've said in other interviews, I think being able to meet someone through my coach Mega and the Dagestan boys, and being able to meet them in Thailand, I think when you meet other fighters that are in other countries, especially like Thailand, you know that there's something special. He's someone who always sticks to like his regime. He's someone who's always learning like different crafts, and I really respect that and appreciate seeing other people, working as hard on their craft as like what you are as well. Haven't seen Shara this camp. I'm pretty sure they're working late, and I'm kind of sticking to my own. I've got to get my 2 days in, so. I definitely am always supporting those guys. I think they're an amazing crew. They're always making me laugh. So definitely Team Shara. I'm sorry, Michael, but I will say I think this is going to be such like an exciting fight. They're both kind of crazy and creative, and I think that I think we're all in for some crazy. I don't know. I think that'll be exciting. I think it'll be a really really exciting fight.
I agree with you. I think it's going to be a good one. Well, Ty, January 25th, we finally have a date for you. We finally have some combat coming up and potentially a lot more very soon. So we're looking forward to that. Best of luck, my friend. Go get 'em.